Before Valentine's Day comes around, there's something you need to do. I know you've been holding on to some dreams, some hopes, maybe even some disappointments that you've been carrying for a while now. And I know that you've been thinking that one day things are going to shift. One day the breakthrough is going to come. One day the answer is going to be clear. But hear me on this. That day is not someday. That day is today. This moment is the one you've been waiting for. But here's the deal. If you want to see the change, you've got to make the move. You've got to act before it's too late. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've tried before, right? You've put yourself out there. Maybe you've taken risks. You've had your heart broken. You've gotten disappointed. And it's easy to get stuck in that cycle of thinking, I'm just not ready. Or I'm too afraid of what might happen. But hear me clearly. Fear is never going to get you where you need to go. Faith is the thing that moves mountains. When you act in faith, something shifts in the atmosphere. That dream you've been sitting on, that vision you've been holding on to, it's not just going to appear out of nowhere. You've got to step out into the unknown, even if it feels like you're walking in the dark. Because here's the truth. What you do before this moment is what will prepare you for the surprise God has waiting for you. So what does it take? It takes courage. The kind of courage that says, even though I don't see the whole picture, I'm going to step forward. It takes boldness. The kind that says, I'm going to put my heart out there again, even though I've been hurt before. It takes letting go of your control and trusting that what's coming is better than anything you've imagined. Before Valentine's Day, do the thing you've been avoiding. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you've been holding a grudge against, letting go of a past disappointment, or taking the first step toward that dream that's been on your heart. Whatever it is, the time is now. God is ready to move on your behalf, but He needs you to move first. You can't just wait for things to fall into place. You've got to take action and listen. When you take that step, when you move in faith, something incredible is going to happen. It may not look the way you expected it to, but it will be better than anything you could have imagined. You see, when you choose to act, when you choose to release your fear and trust in God, He will surprise you. Not in the way you thought, but in the way that only He can. He's working behind the scenes, setting things up, aligning people, circumstances, and opportunities, but you've got to be willing to move before you see it. This is your time. The breakthrough is closer than you think, but you've got to be ready to move. You've got to be ready to believe that the best is ahead of you. Step out in faith. Take the first step. Do it before Valentine's Day and watch what happens. The surprise you're waiting for is on the other side of your faith-filled action. The time to make a move is now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or let fear hold you back. Take action. Fear won't take you to your breakthrough. Courage and faith are the keys that unlock the door to your dreams and purpose. To see the change you're waiting for, you must step out into the unknown and take risks, even when you can't see the full picture. Trust that God's plan is greater than what you can control. Release the past, your doubts and fears, and trust that He is working things out. When you take action and step out in faith, God is ready to surprise you in ways you never imagined. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, but it requires your faith-filled movement. The truth is, we often get stuck in the mindset that there's always more time to make the move, time to take that step, time to act on our dreams. But the reality is, time is now. You can't afford to keep waiting for the right moment because the moment is slipping away. Procrastination isn't just about delaying. It's about missing opportunities that may never come around again. There's a window of time in your life right now, and if you hesitate, you might look back one day and wonder why you didn't move sooner. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You're not going to wake up one day with everything aligned in your favor. The circumstances won't just be right. You've got to make the choice to act, even when it feels like you don't have all the answers. Waiting until you feel ready means waiting forever. But when you step out, despite the fear, despite the unknown, that's when you activate the power of faith. When you take action, you're saying to God, I trust you with this moment. This is your time. Don't waste it. Take that step, make that move, and act before it's too late. The opportunity you're waiting for might not be available for long. Fear has a way of creeping in, convincing us that we're not enough, that we don't have what it takes, or that failure is waiting just around the corner. But here's the thing, fear doesn't have the final say. Faith does. You don't need to have it all figured out to move forward. You just need to trust that God is bigger than your fears and stronger than your doubt. Faith isn't about waiting for all the conditions to be perfect before you step out. It's about taking the first step, even when you're uncertain, knowing that God will meet you along the way. When you step in faith, fear begins to lose its grip on you. The more you trust, the more you move past the what ifs and step into the I know that God's got this. Fear will try to tell you to play it safe, to stay in your comfort zone, but God calls you out of that space. He calls you to go after what seems impossible, knowing that with Him, nothing is too big. Don't let fear paralyze you. Let your faith propel you forward, because on the other side of fear is the life you've been dreaming of.